Hello everybody, my name is Temariaaa, and it's been a while since I've posted on this channel. Initially, the idea behind this channel was as an outlet to discuss whatever topic I felt necessary, and I haven't been using it to its full potential. So today, we are going to discuss jealousy. Jealousy comes in many forms, whether it's when you're 4 years old and your sibling gets a new toy, or you're 14 and your friend gets their first boyfriend and suddenly it feels like they don't have time for you anymore. Recently, I've discovered that I experience forms of jealousy a lot more than I thought I ever did. I think that as I've gotten older, my priorities have changed, and so that feeling has changed and matured with me. Jealousy as an adult is such a weird sensation because as a teenager, I was angry and just full of energy when I was jealous. As an adult, I'm more mildly inconvenienced than anything. I find though that I still build resentment in the same way that I did as a child. For those of you who may be new here, I'm 22, I'll be 23 in May of this year, and as a kid, I was a menace to all those around me. My twin sister and I, unfortunately, had identical taste in boys, so as young as 12, we would argue over who would hypothetically win the hearts of our peers. Neither of us did. We were the weird kids. It was fun to fight over, though. There was this boy we met in 2014 when we were 11 years old, and we met him online. Cringe, I know, but I was on the internet from a very young age. This boy expressed interest in both my sister and I. That was all it took. We'd fight over who played games with him more, or who was his favorite out of the two of us, and when he gave either of us any indication that he liked us more, we'd run to the other and brag. An interesting fact about the boy is that he's actually still in my life as an adult. He's a little bit older than me, but we practically grew up together, and I'm not afraid of him finding this video. He knew the entire time that we were smitten with him, but part of me believes he thought my sister and I were the same person, being that we shared a computer and would trade off every couple hours. We would fight and fight and fight over this boy, and all he had to do was send a heart emoji to make us go nuts. Maybe it was my actively still developing brain, but something felt so exhilarating about it all. Now that I'm older, I see kids acting the same way that I used to, and I can't help but roll my eyes and sigh. I'm not judging them, but I'm actually remembering when I was that kid, and I cringe at myself. As an adult, I've experienced jealousy a lot more recently with a new friend group I became part of while moderating for my friend on TikTok. I mixed my circles, and with that means old friends meet new friends, people get along really well, and suddenly I'm hearing about my friends hanging out with a whole new group of people and not so much with our original group. I'll admit, I'm territorial. I always have been, but I feel as though it's always been easy to manage. Not only that, but I love my friends. I adore them, and I spend so much of my time with them. But I find myself feeling this sadness, or maybe annoyance, when they have group chats I'm not in, or plans with entirely different groups of people I'm not involved with. That's adult jealousy. It isn't anger or rage like it was when I was a child, and I'm still young. My brain hasn't finished forming, I've got a few years, but it feels so different. Let me just say there's nothing wrong with feeling left out or jealous in social settings, especially when you're an adult. It's how you handle those feelings that really make or break it all. As a kid, I'd be a lot meaner, but as an adult, I deal with my jealousy quietly. To fix the game issues, I make plans in advance. I set aside time for them and remind myself that they're setting time aside for me too. I try not to dwell on those inevitable thoughts of self doubt that I'm sure we all have, because I know I'm good enough for my friends, and I trust that if something were wrong, they'd make me aware, because those are the kinds of people I've surrounded myself with, and I am confident in my, opinion of people. I remind myself that I've probably made my friends feel the same way that I'm feeling, and it's a natural response rooted in insecurity. Sure, it'll always bother me, but I find it's easier to become okay with spending time with myself while also appreciating my time spent with friends a lot more, because there's nothing wrong with friends having friends. There's no real ending to this video, it's just a spur of the moment topic I decided I wanted to discuss as it was weighing on me just a little bit, and it felt like the perfect Garfield Kart gameplay video. Also, thank you, Desert, for the footage. If you like to listen to me discuss absolute nonsense, consider checking out my main channel, where I just hit 21,000 subscribers just last week. It's more Roblox and gaming oriented, but I'm sure you'll find something you enjoy. Once again, I'm Temariaaa, and I am wishing you a good morning for now.